Me, no fireworks. I think fireworks are overrated, waste of money, too loud, things like that. That might be something that me and dogs can agree upon. Don't agree or like dogs for a lot of reasons, but them not liking fireworks, that is something where they got their mind right on it. They also don't like them. Neither do I. I've seen fireworks, don't need to see more. And also, I know I've been guilty. I've posted firework pictures on social media before, but no more. That's not happening anymore. Concerts, I did that recently, I think. Cool. That one I'll probably do again because that one's unique. But fireworks, nope. Overrated, don't need them. I don't need to see any more fireworks. I want 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Pretty Huge Llama Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Barrett, and today we're going to get into the holiday celebration that will be taking part at this household. We're going to talk about what year I think I can go to and still be a doctor. And lastly, we will get into the current sports that are going on. Jacob Sports Corner. I don't think, maybe not corner. Maybe I'll name it something else, something more catchy. We're going to get into all of that and more. So make sure to tune in and also to like, subscribe, follow, reach out, DM, follow on Instagram, repost on X, all of that. Nice. All right, man. See, I don't like doing the intros all the same all at once where it's a rhythm for it. I know some podcasts do that. Like Are You Garbage does that. And it's kind of like radio type DJ thing where it's, you know what you're going to get some of the time, little parts of it that interchange in and out. But should I go over the overall topics? And maybe I should do that part at the end after everything's done. Kind of like an abstract of a paper or the not prelude, but the preface of a book, where it's just, I assume they do that at the end because that's the hardest part of it. We're gonna get this done. I think my phone battery will make it through the entire episode. My phone battery has been kind of on the fritz, not working very well. My phone in general, not working. I went through the storage issue I had already, deleting photos. I think I just might have to change all my photos from live photos to just still frame photos. Live photos, and they're kind of funny to see where you see someone's reaction before or after for it. But in general, I just need the regular photo because I also don't want to get trapped saying a photo and getting caught by something, sending it to someone, then they see the before or after for it. Don't need that. So it's the regular still photo. That'll be good enough for me. But my phone battery, whole different story. Since I don't even know when I upgraded last, but whenever that was, my phone battery told me this is dying. You get max 70%. Go in, get it changed. Well, in today's environment, I'm pretty near an outlet and a phone charger most of the time. And if I'm not near those two things, then I'm just on low power mode for it. And not risking that, like finding a ticket, going out somewhere, need to be 90% because in an instant, it could drop to 30, 20%. I don't know how much it is to replace a battery, but if I'm just near an outlet, have a phone charger in my car, have a phone charger, it's been good enough there. Not worried about too much dying, probably overheating a little bit. That's all right, guys. Don't keep it in my pocket. Just put it straight on the table. So holiday. This is coming out July 4th. So yeah, big 250 for the USA, which in terms of continents, or not continents, but countries and the time length of them, I don't even know the European countries, what year they're up to, what year the Asia countries are at, China, Russia. I don't know. I think Russia might be less because the USSR coming apart. Who knows? Someone will probably correct me online. It might some not an argument, but they'll keep trying to say some point that I don't care about for it. But in terms of countries, I don't know. 250 might not be too long because people, it's short enough where someone alive today could go through and trace back their lineage to someone to when the country started. Other countries, it might be more difficult to trace back the lineage for it to do something like that. A lot of people like to do fireworks. Me, No fireworks. I think fireworks are overrated, waste of money, too loud, things like that. That might be something that me and dogs can agree upon. Don't agree or like dogs for a lot of reasons, but them not liking fireworks, that is something where they got their mind right on it. They also don't like them. Neither do I. I've seen fireworks, don't need to see more. And also, I know I've been guilty. I've posted firework pictures on social media before, but no more. That's not happening anymore. Concerts, I did that recently, I think. Cool. That one I'll probably do again because that one's unique. But fireworks, nope. Overrated, don't need them. I don't need to see any more fireworks. I went through a fireworks story, almost went blinded, allegedly, with Tommy. Now, I don't really need fireworks. As a kid, uncle and grandpa, they would light off like a handful of them in the yard on some bricks that they had laid out in safe distance from the house. Then like the city fireworks would go off. Me and my brothers would pretend to be like army people going from place to place, trying to get to the next tree or hide out before the bomb sound went off for it. But now today, I don't really need them. I don't need to go see them. It's get kind of boring. You see the first couple, the big burst in the sky, high up in the sky, the twinkle of the fireworks. Don't really need them. Some of them are a lot better than I thought fireworks could be. But yeah, it's regular fireworks. It's cool if it spells something out. Like if it's New Year's and spells out 2027, 2028. That's kind of cool. Kind of like the glasses thing, where, yeah, those are only cool when they have the year on them. Other than that, those gimmicky glasses, don't really need them unless you're a clown. And that might be the same thing for fireworks. Man, my nose is itchy. Maybe it's the cleaning that's going on in here. That's getting the dust going. Might be allergic to dust. I'm not going to test for it. I'm just not going to clean and be all right with it. Besides fireworks, I don't know if I have any other takes on it. The cookouts, yeah, that's a fun part of it. Enjoy the July 4th part of it. It being on a Saturday kind of messes things up for holiday travels. People don't, I don't know if they get extra days off now because it's on a Saturday versus during the week versus when it's on like a Tuesday and company might give you Monday and Tuesday off. That would be crazy to do that. Let's see how many people I get upset with saying that fireworks are not fun to watch. Then people might come back and say that's for kids, more of a kids type thing. Even for kids, after a while, it gets kind of boring. If you're out there for 20 minutes just watching kind of the same fireworks go off, the same city, town fireworks where it's just generic up in the air, big ball explosion, change from one color to another color. Boring. I don't need it. Do something better with the fireworks. So many. When's the last big advancement in fireworks happening? What company makes fireworks? I couldn't tell you what company makes fireworks. I don't know any of the brand names of them. What's the cutting edge of fireworks where companies like, this is the next thing of fireworks that's going to just blow everyone away. They're not going to see this one coming. This is what the cutting edge is. Maybe I got to do research into that. Maybe I got to do research into that and get my city and local area and invest in them that way. Tell them I'll give extra taxes if you improve the fireworks game by buying these new ones. This one had to get it off market. Special testing. It's not through all the research trials for safety and efficacy. But we're going to try it out. It's close enough. Europe, they have it approved. All their citizens are able to use it. But here in America, maybe it's more strict on the fireworks. And maybe we aren't shooting off the best of the best for it. So that one, that's a doctor prescription joke that Europe has not as strict guidelines for approving things as the FDA does, which, good transition by me, podcasting. I don't know how long I've been doing. Has it been a year continuously? So I know I started in 2025 and then I stopped. I did like a dozen of them, then stopped. But I don't know if I've hit the mark yet where it's been a year of doing them continuously. I'll have to look at that and maybe put a big celebration notice out there. But medicine, doctors, prescriptions. I had a doctor's appointment, general type thing, nothing specific. Checkup, you go in there, sit down, talk about what's going on, nothing really happening. Before it, I don't know, I wanted to do my research on things. I wanted to look at my own results and my own health and see what questions do I need to ask. AKA, I load things into chat. What does it tell me? I listen to a couple podcasts, read a couple headlines. What can I ask the doctor about? Then makes me think, what year could I go back to and be a doctor? I'm not, it might have to be pretty far back. The only doctor I might be better than is the one that George Washington had. That might be about it. And even if I was to go back in time to be a doctor, I would still need the things that are developed today. Because if I went back to George Washington's time, where they don't have the prescription drugs, things like that, I might not be any more helpful if I don't have the tools that are available today. So if that's the case, if I got the tools that are available to me today, like Google, obviously chat would be coming with me, all the drugs and things like that, and I can prescribe those types of things. Maybe not as far back as George Washington. But once things get to a certain point where it's start curing Alzheimer's, cancer, heart attacks, things like that, that'll take me a little bit more research to do, but I think I'll be able to figure it out at some point. So what other doctors gotta figure out? But setting bones, things like that, I couldn't do that. That'd still be a thing that wouldn't get solved. Be similar to the horses where you break your leg. I'm not setting that thing back. I'm not amputating things. So it might be even farther back than George Washington. 'Cause those Revolutionary War doctors might do a better job than I do out there. Well, I don't know what their amputee stuff is, what their process was. Was it just cut it off and just tie something to it real tight to try and stop the blood flow? They probably maybe had something more sophisticated than that. Than just setting the straight chop down. Just when it stops bleeding, it stops bleeding. It would be, those things would still go uncured by me. It would be more the, this thing hurts, here's some Tylenol. I'd be pushing pain pills all over the place if I had to go back in time and be a doctor. Those, well, that might get me more popularity, more money. If I'm just prescribing pain pills to people, that might be the top thing to solve, which maybe not the best for a doctor who comes from the future into the past. Then the other thing would be what the expectations were. If the people knew I was a doctor from the future, or if I was just there, had this doctor degree, had this office, and I just undercover say, let me just go back to my back office and I'll be right back. Don't worry about it. I gotta see this other patient, talk to the admin person. I'll be right back. Don't worry about it. And it's kind of an undercover solving problems of, if this person has a cough, this person has a cold, pneumonia, antibiotics. I don't know how antibiotics work. I think at some point people become immune to them and you have to switch to a different one. That problem would be the case. I'd be giving the person the same antibiotic once a year. Is that might be the limit for it. And they'll be wondering, why is this not going away? Why am I still having this issue? Maybe that would be it. What other issues would I have? But people weren't like tearing AC. I don't think people were tearing ACLs and ligaments as much back in history. People weren't having Tommy John type surgery. People weren't having rotator cuff surgery. People weren't tearing ACLs or Achilles. They weren't doing that kind of running, exercising, cutting, things like that. And if they did, yawning, it wouldn't be healed by me. That's pretty much the case for it. I'd be a pill pusher. I'd be a pill pushing doctor. Because even the things they prescribe today of exercise, I don't think people are going to do that. Food, what kind of food to eat, people aren't doing that. Tell them stop drinking alcohol, stop smoking cigarettes. That's not happening. You'll just be called the kook doctor and no one will go and listen to you. So you're just left to the, yep, go take this drug and hope that feels better. And then the other limitation might be the kind of imaging I got available to me to use. If I'm not able to get any imaging on things, well, that also doesn't really make a difference. Because if I got an image of something, I wouldn't be able to read it. I wouldn't be able to So I would have to bring a team. I'm going to need to assemble a team of doctors to come back with me to support me because I don't know how to do a radiologist. I don't know how to set someone up to do radiology to get an image of their knee or shoulder, things like that. To take blood, I don't know. I don't know how to take blood pressure. I don't know how to take my own. I don't know. I was thinking about getting a blood pressure cuff and testing that out, see what I'm at, see if I'm at the 120 over 80, or if I'm more zen, maybe a 110 over 70. I don't know what either of those numbers mean. And it has to do with millimeters of mercury. Who's using mercury to measure things? Just because those used to be in thermometers, that was the liquid of choice because it wouldn't move up as much as water did. Maybe that was right. Hey, people fact checking this podcast. Fact check that. Fact check. I'm pretty sure that's true for it. I don't know how to take blood pressure. That's not helpful. So I'd be giving someone a blood pressure lowering medicine. Is that called a beta blocker? They'd be taking one of those and they'd just be lightheaded constantly. And I would think, I don't know, man, get some more electrolytes in you. What am I supposed to tell you? Then they have to go around and find something with electrolyte. They don't have Element, Liquid IV, things like that back in the, all right, 1700s? I don't know what years. If the number starts with 17, is that the 1800s? That's kind of dumb to me. I don't know why that's the case. Are we in the 21st century? That's pretty dumb. I don't get it. 21st century doesn't make sense because the year starts with 20. 20th century? Is that the 1900s? I'm so confused by those dates. If someone says the 1900s, I assume the number starts with 90. But if someone says 19th century, I don't know what that means. Those might mean the same thing. Who knows? Not me. Those years are very confusing to me. But in the, I think 1700s is the year that starts with that. And if you say century, it's like kind of the year before. So I was thinking 1900s number starts with 19. And 21st century, I think that's like 2000 to 2100. That might be wrong. So fact checkers, there, point for you. I got a point earlier, you get a point for you. That could be the case. But the 1900s, 1800s, I don't know where they're finding electrolytes at, nutritions. So I don't know what they're doing for that. But anyway, the research thing that I do for doctor's appointments I go to, it's unfortunate because I'm trying to cram for the doctor's appointment, listen to everything, and I end up just getting headlines. Or if I say just a one-word fact to them, they'll come back with a different one-word sentence questioning it, and I'll just go, I don't know. I think so. I'm not sure. Then it's kind of me hoping that they go back, follow up, research this, which they might not have the time to do. So it kind of just ends there, and I got to go back and do the research. And hopefully this mic's still working and doing stuff like that. But I try to go in there, have somewhat of an idea of what's going on in headlines, what could be problems. Not saying definitively something that this is the problem, I know what it is, just give me this prescription and we're done. It's kind of, I think it might be this. It's been this symptom type thing. Could it, well, I don't even suggest that it could be this thing. I just kind of lead them down a path of what kind of diagnosis or disease would that be? What would this be a sign of? Could it be this other thing? But I also thought like this could be the case. I'm trying to say definitive sentences there. Wow. Man, that vein is sticking out. Yep. Even during my rest week, still getting my vein sticking out. Currently on my 2 week rest period. I think this period, just walking. This next week, I'll get in the gym, start pushing a little bit of lightweight, not pushing to my max. Then the week after, back into the 6 hard weeks in a row of lifting. It's been working out too far. Having no major injuries. I think the weight's going up that I'm lifting. I don't know. I don't keep close track of the weight I'm lifting, the number of reps and sets. Sets, I pretty much just do 3, all of them, but reps of them, I don't keep too close count on that. For these doctors' research, I don't know, maybe I need to go like to a research type hospital. I thought about enrolling in some clinical trials, which that feels like a risk to do that because you always want to be on the side of the clinical trial where like the benefit is seen. I don't want to go on this clinical trial for exercise where it goes, let's do a clinical trial of high protein versus low protein, everything else being the same. So you think, I want to be on this high protein side of it. I don't want to be on this low protein side of it. And that's just an example. They might not do a test like that, but that was just showing an example of the two sides of it. Of I want to be in the side of like what you're testing, showing the benefit of it, not the side that's the control. Nothing's changing. I'm not getting any benefit because they do a test where the medicine's going bad. There's clear downside of it. More people are dying. They just need, I think people step in, stop the trial, either the government or who's ever doing it. So I think they might have one control group. Well, that might not be the case because I think they might have to show like a medicine is showing like negative impact versus the control group. And that's hard to tell. So I don't particularly want to go into a trial where it's I'm on the bad side of it. I just want the benefit. But if a drug doesn't have a benefit, then I don't want to be in that trial. I think that's pretty much it. We'll see. If we're going to research hospital, if I no, well, depends what the money's like, and if what the test they're doing is reversible or not. If it's a test where you're on this diet, this impact happens, well, you can kind of reverse that. No real like long-term damage, but they probably can't guarantee that. Probably put a bunch of asterisks, allegedly. Lawyers having you sign a bunch of things that you don't read, things like that. Yeah, stuff like that. What else? The other trials, I don't know. And it also depends the time of it. Or if it's a test where you get a bunch of radiation exposure, you're getting all this imaging done, a special liquid they're pumping into you to make the stuff light up how it should be. That's a little more testy. But I also do like the idea of getting free diagnostic scans done. You're giving me free brain scans, free PET scans. That'd be a tough one because I think they might only do that on cancer people. If you're giving me free DEXA scans, things like that, all right, I might be down for that. Free imaging that I might get done on my own anyway. That'd be pretty cool to get there. I don't know. See if I get a part of research hospital or yeah, I don't think my doctors would go through and see which ones I qualify for. So I would also have to look through myself of what I qualify for. All right, so those are the main things. And then, all right, so sports corner, sports minute, maybe more than a minute. So I only got one thing. The only real thing is going on World Cup. Baseball's going on. I have not been following the way I said I would because I don't have MLB TV and they're long games and I watch other stuff in the evenings after work and not necessarily baseball games for it. But World Cup's going on. USA, I don't know. We'll see. They might be out by the time that this podcast gets released. The only thing that I not thought of, was like the time possession difference between hockey and sake. Did I say sake like Japanese drink? Hockey and soccer. Those two possession times, they're just so different from each other. That might be one reason I don't like watching hockey as much. It's just because of the change in possession that happens so often and not knowing the strategy, not being able to see any of the plays. Where a basketball game, you can kind of see players, okay, this guy cuts here, there's a screen set here, he cuts through there, he passes, dribbles that way. That's kind of a play. In football, this player's doing a slant route, this one's doing an out route, this one's doing a seam route, a flat route by the running back. You kind of see what the people are doing and know the strategy of it. And yeah, again, this might just be me. Those are sports that I followed and grew up with. But the hockey ones, the puck just doesn't feel like the players or people are going. The players and the puck are going really in a controlled manner, where puck gets thrown to the other end. They all skate down as fast as they can, pressure them, slam against the boards. Honestly, I don't know as much screening, things like that. And then if they're in the offensive possession, it's kind of four people around the outside of it. Then a guy just standing in front of the goalie who's trying to block the goalie, just deflect the puck. And they just pass it around and just inch into it, get closer, pass it out, swing it around, inch in, throw it around the back of the net. I don't really see as many plays going on for that. Which that again, that just might be me not knowing the strategy of it. Winning the face-off, that sounds like a big thing. But the possession just switches between teams and players too much. No one's really mixing, so putting anyone in a blender, breaking anyone's ankles out there. It just seems that might be also the quality of the playoff hockey I'm seeing and how much effort the people are giving. No one's really going between someone else's leg, doing a spin move, faking one way, cutting back the other, things like that. It's kind of this defender's in front of me. I couldn't get past him, lost the puck. It got poked away. But in the soccer ones, depending on the discrepancy of how good the teams are, one versus the other one. I saw one was like 80% possession, one team, 5% neutral, 15% the other team. It was some crazy difference like that I didn't expect for it. And I thought, this team just is holding the ball the entire game for it, which even those plays, I don't fully get them. They're swinging them around. The only play I really see is like a cross that happens in, or a forward or midfielder just flow past someone. They got to pass the ball and lead them. And that just works because they timed it out the right way for it, not necessarily a play of distracting one player to look one way, meanwhile you're cutting over in this other direction. Doesn't seem as much that's going on. And crossing it just seems spaced out for your teammates and just hope they cross it close enough to you with enough precision to do that. Okay. I think those are pretty big main things that I had going on. Only other ones, I don't know. These are more tweets to put out on X than topics to talk about. One thing I saw, I don't know, thought someone brought up witches, and my thought was, can men be witches? I haven't heard of any, haven't seen of any that I can think of. It's never really big into like witch movies, Halloween Town, things like that. Bewitched, I think Will Ferrell was in that, and also the TV show Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Watched some of that with that black cat she had. I'm not sure if men could be witches. I think men can be wizards, like the Wizards of Waverly Place, the wizard in what's that movie? The Sword and the Stone. That there's wizard in there. Harry Potter, that's a wizard. Women can be wizards as well. Are wizards and witches the same thing? Do wizards, because in Harry Potter, those wizards they fly around on broomstick. Is witches just the female version of wizards? This might be a breakthrough that I did not know I needed right now. Also, could be a pretty dumb thing that no one else really cares or has put thought into. Was there any other male witches? Salem witch trials? I probably need to stay away from that topic well, not exclusively, but I probably need to stay away from that topic. I think only women can be witches. Yeah, I'll stand on that. Only women can be witches. Sounds about right to me. Does make a difference to me? Not too much, but we'll put a check mark by that one and say, yep, done, completed. Men aren't witches, only women. And if you have examples of a man being a witch, let me know, and then I'll say he's a wizard and say you're wrong. All right, last topic. This has gone for long enough. This has been a packed episode. All right, other things, just at the gym, power went out. Which, yeah, unfortunate thing, but the cool thing was, didn't really stop people from working out. That was pretty cool to see. I guess they had whatever dedication they had to working out. There's enough natural lighting, maybe not the safest of places to work out, with there not being any light bulbs on. There were enough windows, and there was like a skylight thing, I think. I don't know, maybe there wasn't. There was enough natural light in there where people were able to lift enough, and it was just the machines were working, like the weight machines, not the treadmills and stuff like that. So people on those probably had to take a break. But the power went out. No one was taking the elevator. That might be a little unfortunate for them. They had to walk up those stairs. Happens. That's good. It was just pretty cool overall to see that people not being deterred by working out. They were in there still lifting, still working out, even though, like I said, power was out. Cool thing to see for that. I think that's all I got. Those are all the topics I got. We'll see what goes on next weekend because, like I said, this is coming out the 4th. So we'll see if we have holiday breakdown, what goes on for it. See, we've got pool, boats, fireworks, hot dogs. Ooh, hot dog eating contest. I think Joey Chestnut's going to win. He might not even be competing. I haven't seen the status of his lawsuit that's happening for him. It'd be pretty cool to see him there. Any other 4th of July? I don't know. Fireworks, dumb. Don't need them. That's it for today's podcast. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, reach out, watch Pretty Huge Reviews, watch PhD TV, follow on Instagram, follow on X, subscribe on YouTube, all of that. Talk to you guys later. Bye.